Hello and welcome to Basement Fodder, the only show whose hosts
just got sack tapped, son!
Oh God, why?
I'm Dave, bitches.
I'm gonna vomit.
The big guy over here choking down his testicles is Todd.
Oh, why?
You know why.
Oh, why?
What's up, kids?
Oh, your mother.
She's the one that called and told me to do it.
She's so nice.
Don't let her fool you. She's a devious lady.
I feel like I'm coughing up my testicles.
Coughing them down.
Coughing down.
Pushing them down.
Down.
Way down.
Way down to Chinatown.
Yeah. Deep back into your chonies.
Pardon me. Well, it's been a long day, sir.
Yeah, it's been good.
It's 4:30 in the morning as we record this.
Yeah.
We just finished a night of gaming.
Yes.
But it was a long day, starting with early, about 1 o'clock or so?
Yeah.
We saw the Seventh Son film.
Oh, yes.
In the cinema, in the Regal Cinema, and there was nobody in there.
Oh, no, it was
a giant stadium seating theater, and there was no one in there but me, Dave, and the Basement Babe.
Yeah, it was empty. But, normally that doesn't bode well for a movie, but, here lately I've noticed...
Well, I already looked at the numbers.
Yeah, I know.
It's not good.
It's not good. But, lately, though, I've noticed a lot of movies that I've gone to at, Saturday morning on the matinee or something like that are, literally no one's there. So, I think it's just... That's not a great time, that's not a busy time to go see movies. Or at least...
Good time for me, because I had to deal with a bunch of fucking mouth breathers in the theater.
Yeah.
Pissing all over my good time.
Yeah. You're like, hey, calm it down. Oh, wait, nobody's here. I'm the one being loud.
I mean, nobody complained when I drug my sack across all the chairs.
Oh, no. It's cool.
I mean,
but I did notice they brought in the guy with, the wand.
Airplane,
the wand. The
airplane wand, yeah.
He looks super excited to have to be, rolling through here.
I'm not sure what he was looking for exactly.
I swear to God, there was a fourth person in the theater.
There could have well been a fourth person in there.
I know Kung Fu.
So what were your thoughts on the movie, sir?
I liked it.
No spoilers, but...
No, it was really good.
Spoilers.
There was a lot of really cool visual stuff, both practical and CG. A lot of the creatures were really imaginative. They were really different, because I expected them to be one type of thing, and it turns out each one was very kind of had its own style. Mm-hmm. And I liked it. There was one that I thought was really different, because I know she was supposed to be evil, but her form, her animal form, or whatever type of form it was, looked really not evil. Actually, it was very. It was pretty cool looking. Turns out that actress was the one who played Feora.
Feora in Man of Steel, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, she's hot.
She looks hot.
She's so hot.
Sure to get.
It was really good. The story moved pretty quickly. Jeff Bridges is fucking hilarious.
I feel like the only thing I would say that is anything negative about it is, I know that they actually started filming this back in 2012.
Yeah.
And that it sat on on the shelf for a year completed, and I could tell that it got a lot of editing.
Yeah.
And things were moved around and kind of pieced together here and there. So there were some places where things felt slightly incoherent.
Yeah, it was a little you had to
some
jump.
of the dialogue was a little cheeseball.
Yeah.
But it sort of kind of harkened back to an older fantasy movie as far as that goes. It was a little lighter in places.
I mean, like I told you earlier, I think it would have done better had they released it on its original date back last year, because then it would have been in between the second and last Hobbit movie. So the buzz would have still been really good for those movies, whereas now it came right off the tail end of Hobbit, finishing off, and basically, that was a big trilogy that's done. So, I mean, it kind of had a lot to live up to in the sense of fantasy, action movies.
Yeah.
So,
Jeff Bridges, again, was doing one of his wacky voice characters that he seems to like to do lately. It's very similar to the voice he used in R.I.P.D., I think.
R.I.P.D. and, little True Grit kind of mixed in there,
Someone described it on Facebook I saw earlier that was talking about it as his, another one in a string of his squish-faced old man weird voice roles.
Yeah. He's just got peanut butter on the roof of his mouth and stuff. Courage. But you know what? He was funny. He delivered really good lines. He went, back and forth from being really funny to kind of being, a douchebag to being a character that you liked.
I'm very gassy. I apologize.
Yeah. Julianne Moore, she was hot. Hot.
Show what I got. Poker face.
She did a really good job, though, as a bad guy. It was something you're not really used to seeing. Bad girl, yeah. But she did a really good job. She played the Witch Queen pretty well.
Malkin.
Yeah, Malkin.
The Witch Queen Malkin, as Jeff Bridges would have said through his peanut butter teeth.
I was a little disappointed in the Digimon Hundu, not because of his acting or anything like that. He's barely in it. Like, he's a really interesting character, and I liked him, but you really didn't get to see it. And Kit Haring,
actually, he's in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, he got maybe a whole 10 minutes in that film, and I honestly, from what I feel like they edited him out.
Yeah, I feel like he got edited down.
Yeah, because that was just really underutilizing the fact that he's from Game of Thrones, pretty popular. But I feel like maybe they might have edited him down because I feel like his character has, in the past season or so, not necessarily become as popular as some of the other characters. Mm-hmm. So, if they had done it last year, it might have, they might have put more of his footage in there.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, I'm not familiar with him because I haven't really watched Game of Thrones, but he was fine in what he did.
Yeah, I liked him. I thought he was a good actor, and that's why I was kind of sad that they didn't show more of what he might have done in the movie. Benjamin Barnes, he was good.
I wasn't familiar with him either, but I enjoyed him.
He played Prince Caspian.
Yeah, not funny in the world.
The Narnia.
No Narnia for me.
But he's been in some other stuff. He did a Adrian, or what was it? The old novel, the guy with the painting who, when he sees it, he basically can't age. Adrian
Benjamin Button?
No, not that.
No, oh, you're talking about
Dorian Gray.
Dorian
Gray, yeah. He did a lower budget Dorian Gray movie where he was Dorian Gray.
The horror-y one? Because I saw that one.
No, I didn't watch it, but I know he did one. He was good. It was just weird because there was a lot of very just straight American, for being a medieval fantasy kind of thing, there was almost no kind of,
I would agree with that.
No European, it was just straight American. What's up?
American.
You're my mom. Hey, Mom.
Hey, Mom. How's it going? How's your hammer hanging?
Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, but I feel like the movie should have been a little bit longer.
It was almost 2 hours, though.
It was an hour and 42 minutes.
Yeah.
And for the story, it just felt like
it's based on a series of books, from what I understand. But the thing is, I don't know. I felt like if it had been any longer, it would have lost me.
Yeah. Well, I feel like in certain things they slowed down a lot, and then in other things they sped up a lot. So it was, the editing that you were talking about.
Yeah,
but overall, I liked it. There's a lot of really cool action, funny moments, serious moments, romantic moments. Yeah. So, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily go in expecting something like Hobbit level.
Oh, God, no.
No. But, I mean, if you're just for a matinee or something like that,
if this is your genre, then you will be fine.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it. So definitely good.
We saw trailers for the new Poltergeist, which shockingly looked pretty decent.
Sam Rockwell.
And I do like Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell looks awesome.
And then we also saw a trailer for Insidious 3, which is the prequel.
Yeah.
And it looked pretty interesting as well.
Yeah. It's just it's one of those things.
I've enjoyed both of the Insidious movies thus far. So.
It's just one of those things that kind of annoy me where it's on the third one, we need to do a prequel. It's why does number 3 have to be technically 0.5? Why do you have to do that?
0.5.
It's annoying.
And after the movie was over, we headed out toward the bookstore, but we were starvingly hungry. And
oh, God, yes.
Our bellies were touching our spinal cords.
Yeah.
And so we stopped at Chick-fil-A, or as we like to call it, the National Emporium of Jesus Chicken.
Jesus Chicken.
And we had a lovely time being silently judged by uppity religious folks while we enjoyed our chicken.
I didn't care. I don't give a fuck anytime.
I find it amusing at this point. It used to make me very angry.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It used to bring out the bane.
Yeah.
And at this point, I'm just like, nah, fuck you.
Yeah, whatever. It's funny. Because it's like we always manage to decide to wear, go to it when we're wearing the most, just the worst things possible. Like I'm wearing my Hellboy shirt, and you were wearing.
I have my Dice, my D20 shirt on, but I also was wearing my Necronomicon necklace and my Chaos necklace.
Yeah.
And it's like we're all pierced and tattooed and all that shit with giant beards and fucking angry looks on our face.
It is quite hilarious.
This is why you know what though? At this point, this is why we never ever get food through the drive-thru. I'm like, no, I'm going to go in and I'm going to make people uncomfortable for about a half an hour.
Oh yeah.
And if you want to fucking stare, fucking stare.
Yeah, we talk about the most obscene things too. We can
talk about the most obscene things I could possibly think of.
Yeah.
It's been the entire, 35 minutes that we're in there talking about gaping assholes and obsidian anal beads or something like that.
Yeah, just random weird shit. Yeah, it's fun.
Whatever we could possibly think of to make people horribly, horribly uncomfortable.
People were just, what did you talk about? Yeah, I just said that. And they were getting ready to throw, a little girl's birthday party. And we're talking about, this shit as loud as we fucking can.
So anyway, anal infusion.
Anal leakage.
Anal seepage.
Yeah. Anal bum covers.
Anal bum cover.
But it was funny. And then we proceeded to go to the bookstore, where actually that's where the rage came out. That was very rage-inducing.
Explain what happened.
Okay, so we get there, and it was surprisingly packed for a Saturday.
Yeah, it was pretty packed.
It was pretty busy up in there.
Pretty packed.
So you get a cart, and we go over to the comic book section. I was looking for certain fantasy novels, and we get over there, and man, it's just little kids galore around there. And then there's this larger gentleman that was over in your area, and I was trying to at least get back there so I could see the graphic novel selection, and you were looking at the 25 cents.
Yeah, the quarter bin.
And I mean, this guy literally was the rudest motherfucker ever. He grabbed your cart and literally shoved it out of his way. He was pinning me into a corner and literally hitting
pushing
me.
Into you.
Yeah, pushing into me with his backpack. I was just and he wouldn't even say excuse me. Nothing.
Not one time. He didn't say excuse me. He didn't say
nothing.
Just kind of.
Even when we looked at him, he kind of just looked at me what? Say something to me, and I was like, I will say something.
Duck.
It won't even be duck. It'll be call 911 because you're bleeding. I've stabbed you a gajillion times. And then there was just rude-ass little kids, and that wasn't even the worst of it. Next was the, Bible Thumper bunch.
Yeah, I thought Chick-fil-A was judgy and preachy, but my God. There was this guy and this very hipstery-looking guy and these two chicks, the very dowdy house
mom and one was his girlfriend, I believe.
Yeah, and he was wearing a Spider-Man hoodie.
Yeah, and Vicky was the first one to have to deal with him. She was checking, looking for a book for a friend, and they proceeded to try to ask her if she has heard the good word.
Yeah, they're proselytizing to
her. Then I believe next was you.
By the time I got back there, he was just loudly quoting Bible verses to thin air.
Yeah. And in the most idiotic and just wrong ways. So when you came back, you were pretty not happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
I was fully expecting to get attacked next. I'm surprised
it wouldn't be the first.
I wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last. I was fully expecting it. But so I went over to the music because I just wanted to see CDs, and surprisingly they didn't have a clearance section.
It's in the back now.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I was I couldn't find it.
The DVD clearance and half the DVD clearance and the CDs are all in the back now.
Oh, okay.
Back with the magazines and shit.
But we ended up finding some CDs. I ended up picking up a Lamb of God CD, and I'm holding this, and this guy is walking around me talking and not saying anything to me, but just saying just random inane shit. His mom's sitting off in one of the corners on the other side, and his girlfriend's looking for some shit. I'm literally holding that Lamb of God CD, out openly as possible. Oh, come on, say something. Say something. He doesn't say a damn thing to me. So I go around the thing just to see if the clearance CDs were on that side because I didn't know they were in the back. And I catch eye-to-eye contact with his mother. and I swear the look on her face was priceless. It literally, like, the scene when the person in the horror movie finally sees the killer, like that look of like, oh god, that impending doom look. And I mean, she sees my Hellboy shirt, my face, like everything. And her next immediate reaction is to be like,
we gotta go.
Like, hey, are you getting that CD? Because we need to go. Like, now. We need to go.
Skipping now.
So I literally, scared his mother out of the bookstore, which I found to be hilarious. It was fun.
Oh, well, gee there, Davey. I guess I scared your mom.
Yeah. Hey, buddy. But, we got some stuff. We got some comics, some DVDs, some music.
Here's the thing. I don't want to get, like, super serious or anything like that. But I don't care what your religious beliefs are.
Yeah.
I don't care. I've got mine. You've got yours. Everybody's got theirs.
Like assholes.
Yeah. Religious beliefs are like assholes. Everyone's got one. Mm. But keep it to your fucking self. This is. You know what? I don't push my beliefs on anyone. In fact, if you could know me for years and never know what they are.
Yeah.
Because I don't fucking talk about it.
Yeah. That's personal.
And I suggest that if you want to be my friend, you don't fucking talk about it either.
Do the same.
I don't care if you worship Mogo the fucking giant chicken from Burundi. I don't fucking want to know about it.
I want to know about that religion. That sounds interesting. But then we popped over to Walmart, which
yes, not nerdy, but I found a fine deal on cookie bands.
Yeah, I was surprised about that. I was like, okay, whatever.
Well, you know what? It's like those. That's like one of those things in the kitchen where you never replace it until like they're rusted out and fucked up and gone. Yeah, and you're like, shit, I need one. They were on clearance for like $2, and I can't fucking pass that up.
I ended up finding some of those like latex foam like LARP weapons. Latex. Well, that's what they are. The foam weapons that like Walmart had for a certain period of time that were pretty cheap.
Yeah, it's been a long time since you bought anything latex that didn't go on your dick.
That's true. Well, there's a hole through the blade. I could put it on my dick.
You're hanging on your dick.
Like, hey! It's my cock blade. It's the cock ammo. Yeah, so we got those. I don't think we're really all got too much stuff at Walmart.
I got an energy drink, which is I got like this sugar-free citrus monster, which is actually shockingly good.
Yeah.
Their sugar-free energy drinks are actually pretty decent. Like all the ones I've tried of theirs are pretty good. Most of the sugar-free ones taste like ass, but theirs is actually pretty decent.
It's pretty good.
Then we came back to do some prep stuff for our game night.
Yep.
Which was Dragon Age.
Yeah, it was Dragon Age. Which it was fun. I love playing Dragon Age. It's always a good time.
You got to meet a wyvern.
I got to meet a wyvern.
We had some of our other friends over, but they were not having a good night, so they left a little early.
Yeah, the family, was not doing so good. It was a not good day.
Not good mosh pitting.
Not good mosh pitting. So yeah, they went home early. We finished up, and
it was only slightly awkward.
Yeah. Whoa.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Yeah. You get that feeling that you're like looking around for pens and other sharp things. You're like, I feel like if I hide that shit because somebody's about to get stabbed, like, and they know it, but they don't know it.
Stabbing. Well, I thought someone was gonna get stabbed when they started pulling things out of your stuff to look at them.
Oh yeah, I was gonna.
Dave is a little bit territorial about his things, especially with this person.
The look on your face when he grabbed the one figure.
Yeah, okay. You know what? You touch whatever, but don't touch stuff I'm working on because that's my job. And no.
That was priceless, though.
By the way, by the time this show airs, it'll already be over with, but the response has been really, really awesome to the one-of-a-kind mystery that I did for our fundraising efforts for con season. Yeah. And we just officially booked our hotel room for Lexington. We've just got to get our tickets.
Yeah, we're going back to Rape Alley.
We're back to Rape Alley like last year. Yeah. Although, here's the thing. It's inexpensive when we already know what we're going to get.
Yeah, I mean, for the price we paid, it was actually really nice. I mean, hotel.
Like, with tax and everything, it was like $105 for 2 nights.
We watched that fucking awesome horror movie, like sci-fi one with Billy Zane with the pork pie hat. And
Billy Zane and his magical pork pie hat that he wears in like every fucking movie now.
He died with that thing on. It was yeah.
But we're very much looking forward. We're only, just a little over a month out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy. It's cray.
I'm all the tingle. We just found out actually today that one of the people that was supposed to be there was the guy who plays the Penguin on Gotham, Robin Lord Taylor, and he unfortunately, because of the Gotham shooting schedule, had to drop out.
Oh God!
I was thinking, man, I give not a solitary fuck in the world about that.
I mean, but if they were going to pull somebody from that show, like to come, like
I'm sure he would have got a hell of a response.
Yeah, he's the the better one because he probably I would.
If it would have been Jada Pinkett, I would have been like, we can't go because I'll kill her.
Yeah, dude, they're going to put her next to your.
Sorry, Will Smith, but I can't do it anymore. Put her and Daryl Banks in a room and fucking throw a grenade in there.
I'll kill you, Mom.
I'll kill Mom.
Yeah,
you ruined it.
Yeah, so that's exciting as far as like getting the cons
excited.
Planning going, which is good.
You're excited. Look at these nipples.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it.
So, lots of interesting things have come up on the watch your toesies. On the interwebs. As far as like shows,
it's not all just blushing kitties anymore.
Blushing kitties and titties and fuzzy knuckles.
Fuzzy knuckles. Whisker biscuits.
Yeah, whisker biscuits. So, a lot of you guys have probably seen the Atom suit. They debuted a picture of it finally.
Yeah, for the with Arrow show.
From Arrow, Brandon Routh in it. Now, there was a lot of like back and forth as far as like people's thoughts on it. I think generally they liked the costume. I think the helmet was the point of dispute.
It looks very Exo Man of War.
Yeah, like a lot of people have said Iron Man or kind of things like that. I think it looks very Exo Man of War. A lot of people have said that too. But other than that, the costume looks pretty badass. Now they finally...
It's very mechy.
Yeah, it's very mechy. Which makes sense. Because the powers that, he has just running around in a spandexy suit, like, is a little awkward. Like, what's going on? I don't know. I got this doctor in a spandex suit crawling around on my inside of my body. It's a little awkward,
Just a skosh on the awkward
side. But they picked the episode that it'll be airing that you'll actually see him in the suit, which I believe it's going to be the episode called Nanda Parbat. So if you guys are Arrow fans...
And on a park bench? What now?
Yeah, pretty much. You guys should be excited to see that. I want to see what it's capable of, because from what it looks like in the show, he's actually made it a lot more, like, combat effective as a suit.
Yeah, sounds good.
Not necessarily, like, kill mode, but, like, less lethal forms of, deterring people. Yeah. And... Flash episode, not only did they mention, but we got our first look at Gorilla Grodd. Yeah, what'd you think of that?
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, I was interested about this because the first time we saw Grodd, he was an ape. Like he was a fully like it might have been like practical, but he was in. I didn't know if they were going to keep with that, and in this one they decided to go with CG, but it was really good. It was really well done. I thought he looked badass. They kept it traditional, which was great. The scene worked out really well. So a lot of people are really excited. There are some people that are a little like, Gorilla Grodd, whatever,
Fuck them.
I mean...
They can all die.
Yeah. Whatever.
How could you not be excited about Grodd?
Yeah. They, last week... They showcased the teaser and kind of not teaser, the longer trailer for Daredevil, the Netflix Daredevil. So you saw this.
Yes.
And your thoughts?
I could care less, to be honest. Like, here's the thing. Daredevil is a character that really has only appealed to me in certain runs.
Yeah.
Like when he's being more, I don't know, I just like, you guys know I'm a DC guy, and I prefer my superheroes to be superhero-y and larger than life and things like that. And Daredevil is one of those like street level kind of heroes. Yeah. And sometimes I can get into those guys and sometimes I can't. And most of the stuff about Daredevil that people like the most is the more grim and gritty stuff. And generally when you say grim and gritty, my fucks like wane like crazy. Yeah. And they go floating away like butterflies in the fucking wind. Because like grim and gritty is just not a thing that appeals to me.
Yeah.
And so like I watched it and it looked like a guy in a bandana beating up a bunch of nameless thugs in a crack house. Yeah. Like it really didn't. There was nothing about it that stuck out to me. Yeah. It also looked to me like we talked about this on the phone. It doesn't seem to look like anything else remotely that is in the Marvel universe as far as like the shows or the cinematic stuff. And if they're connecting all this stuff together, it seems like to me it would stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it isn't shot in any way that looks like the Marvel Universe stuff that they have already done, and it doesn't like sensibilities wise. It's very 360 or 180 from everything else that they've done. And I understand that like Daredevil is more that type of character, but I still think it could have had a little bit more element to it. And it may just be this trailer is deceptive or whatever. Yeah. It may end up having those things, but like the Marvel Universe, what they've successfully done is they do serious stuff, but they do also mix it, very fluidly with more funny things and, things of that nature. And so I just really didn't see any place where that was happening at all. It looks very grim and gritty, and it looks very like Breaking Bad or like, the Punisher movies, which I didn't care for at all. Yeah.
I honestly, though, I feel like that is a show necessarily where you can't add too much comedy to it like you could with all the other things, because it really kind of makes it, come across really crazy, campy. But it is one of those things where it's like its origins. You see him start out as the very like, quick to beat the shit out of somebody to a bloody pulp and then evolve into a hero, which makes sense. Because of the stuff that he's gone through.
In theory, because like in the trailer you basically only see him beating people to death.
Yeah, or close enough to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was. They
didn't make it for me.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, so like you're a better judge of whether that shit works or not because it's more your sort of a thing.
Yeah. I think it could be good. It just depends. We'll have to see. How the whole is, because it is basically once it drops, it's the whole season. So you can binge watch the whole thing. So you get to see that evolution. You don't get stuck with the like, I got to wait till next week and it drives you crazy. And they said it's different because it allows them to do stories differently. They don't have to make it so that it makes you keep coming back every week for another just episode. They can take us like an arc and span it over, a certain time of episodes, and they don't have to worry about like, oh, well, we're going to have bad ratings this week because it wasn't as, heavy in this way. So that, that's kind of a good thing. Another news for the Netflix series, the Jessica Jones. They just added another actor, her Matrix Trinity. I can't remember her actual real name.
Carrie-Anne Moss.
She is set to play a recurring character. Some people, I think, will believe it was Jessica Drew, which is
it's possible
Spider-Woman. So that could be interesting. This one, I think, is going to be. It could be more of your. Like more comedy aspect in that, but still dark because it's got Luke Cage.
Yeah.
So I guess it just depends on, some of them might have the elements and some of them might not, but I know they're supposed to culminate into a series where all of them are there. Yeah. So that could be where it, kind of lightens up in certain ways.
I would say that the only advantage that the Daredevil thing has for me is the fact that it's on Netflix and like it can just be watched straight through.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it would not be something that I would be like...
You couldn't suffer from...
week to week and shit like that. I would have to binge watch it in order to just get the entire fucking thing.
Yeah.
Because like there's no way I could be like give enough of a fuck to connect week after week to it.
Yeah. And I think that's why people have chose to do these things now with like Netflix, because they can do that. I loved it about like Hemlock Grove, or people liked it with what was it? Orange is the New Black. But what was it? Avengers pictures. They showcased a bunch of new pictures from the movie, and they all look cool. They show you a lot of things. But again, guess who was not to be seen? Vision.
This is true.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen a lot of like conceptual art or fan art or like artwork seems to be the thing. They do not.
There's no lack of artwork.
Yeah, there's no lack of artwork, but nobody wants to show
what it
in
actually
the trailer.
looks like.
Yeah, because like I think that's their golden ticket is like they're saving that for the last possible thing. In DC news, Green Lantern's come up. Actually, Green Lantern seems to be coming up a little bit more.
Coming up roses,
yeah. As far as in the cinematic universe, there's talk about people who want to play Green Lantern, and right now, I guess the two main forefront runners,
John Lovitz,
and
Jim Belushi.
Yeah, that would be a horrible. That'd be god awful. I guess Tyrese and
Regis Philbin
and Chris Pine actually are two people that really want to play Green Lantern. Tyrese wants to do Jon Stewart, and Chris Pine, of course, wants to do.
It would be funnier if it were the opposite, right?
That would be interesting.
Chris Pine wants to be Jon Stewart.
Interesting. So as far as like movie, that would be interesting. I don't know. I feel like they both could do the respective characters justice. It's just, I don't know.
Considering the bad taste that the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern left in everybody's mouth, I don't know how quick they will be to try to make it again.
What, how?
Yeah. Or even a Green Lantern in general.
Oh, they are making a Green Lantern. It was said in the schedule they're making another Green Lantern. Enough. Now, as far as Green Lantern, for most of you Arrow fans, John Diggle.
Dirk Diggler.
Yeah. Apparently, the producers, it was the producers, right? Have talked about, supposedly, Diggle being Jon Stewart. Like
John Diggle Stewart.
Yeah, it's a rumor. Yeah, John Diggle Stewart. And
Diggly-doo.
This, to me, is both interesting and kind of idiotic at the same time because, like, I've watched this since the show started, and nowhere in this thing do I recall him ever being referred to as Jon Stewart. His name, when he was introduced in the beginning, was John Diggle. You can call me Dig for short.
Call me Diggy.
It wasn't like, oh yeah, John Diggle Stewart, which seems to be kind of what they're,
John Diggle Doria.
Yeah, pretty much. So to me, that's a little odd. But I mean, the character, I think he could be Jon Stewart, type of Green Lantern. Trying to claim him as Jon Stewart is a little interesting to me. I don't know how I would feel about that.
I just don't know how likely they are going to be to do in a TV way. Because it's an expensive thing to do for, like, budget reasons and shit.
Yeah, it's possible, yeah. I mean, it depends on how they, if they go with the less is more approach. Less, like, super heavy constructs and more just, blast walls, things like that.
Yeah.
Because I mean John Stewart was an architect also with a military background, so his stuff was very like structurally sound, but it was also very like solid, simplistic. He could do complex if he needed to, but so I don't know, it'd be interesting.
Well, there's an undeniable, synchronicity in relationship between GL and GA.
Yeah.
All throughout both of their histories in DC universe. So
also too with Green Lantern and the Flash.
Yeah.
And since those two shows have been crossing
Green Lantern
over,
and the Flash though is more like Barry and Hal.
And Hal, yeah.
Not Jon Stewart.
No, but I mean it's however they're wanting to do it.
Jon Stewart is like my least favorite Green Lantern. I have to say, like as far as human lanterns go, I find him to be the most boring.
He is the very super serious Green Lantern.
Just overly serious.
Yeah.
And very few fucks.
Yeah. So they also announced not the actors but the cast or the character lineup for the Teen Titans show.
Yes.
So this was interesting.
Starfire, Nightwing, Robin, whatever.
But they made it. He starts out as Robin, but should transition into Nightwing, is how it was being described.
Ruben.
Surprisingly, Batgirl, but she's not Batgirl. She's Oracle.
Yeah,
which is
Oracle.
Interesting. Raven, which
and Hawk and Dove.
Yeah, Hawk and Dove.
That's the one that actually has me the most excited because I'm a huge fan of Hawk and Dove.
And it's an interesting
chaos and hope.
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic because it's almost what they say. It was supposed to be like a romantic, which
is not unusual for them actually.
No, it's not unusual, but it's just very like, some people don't necessarily identify with that aspect of it. So
I can't wait to be honest.
But there was no Beast Boy.
It's not as if they have not been in the Titans before because they were in the Titans West.
Yeah. But
actually several incarnations of them have been the Titans.
Yeah. There was no Beast Boy, there was no Cyborg, which makes sense because Cyborg is being kind of pushed away from the Titans and more into the Justice League, and Beast Boy is difficult because the amount of shape changing he does in just any of the comics or a show is really rough as far as like with the Green Lantern. CG wise, it would be expensive. So that one makes sense. I could see him coming in later seasons. He's definitely one of those you could bring like Terra, Tempest, those guys later on. I feel like the cast they have now kind of makes sense. I'm interested to see. Raven would be kind of easy to do. I think Starfire is going to be the one that's the most,
should be interesting.
It'll
be very interesting to see that. Yeah.
What else was there? Supergirl. They announced. I believe it was like the synopsis for the pilot episode and who the bad guy would be.
Yeah.
And it is a very, very obscure bad guy known as the Lumberjack.
The Lumberjack!
Yeah. Now, apparently the Lumberjack
is he okay?
I don't know. He's supposed to be working for some unnamed person who basically would be assessing, how powerful Kara is. The Lumberjack has battled Superman before. That's where he's actually most known from.
Well, I mean, he sleeps all night and he works all day, so...
Yeah, it's crazy. Now, in comic book news, Superman got a new power. This has not happened in, decades?
Yes.
Since, back in... Probably the 70s, 60s or 70s, I think.
It's called the Atomic Jism. He blows a load like a cannon.
Yeah. According to Mallrats.
Cacao.
His new power, along with a new costume, which you actually...
This is like a modified costume.
I
like it actually better than what they were already doing with the 52. The 52 was a little bit too boxy and too tech suity to me for Superman. And I think this one is a similar design. It's just actually more smooth.
Yeah.
And it has thumb hooks, which I always enjoy, or fingerless glove attachment type thing, which I always enjoy that as well.
Yeah. So the power is called the Solar Flare. Because, yes, Superman did not have enough powers. You now need to give him an AoE ability.
He has an aerial effect ability.
Yeah, he has what I can only describe as a Super Saiyan type, flare out. Which to me is like, okay.
Does that mean that we'll get 3 straight Superman comics of him just going, oh!
Possibly. I mean, you never know. I mean, they've done so many of those, Superman fighting Goku, that maybe that's where they got the idea for it.
Goku.
So, that is the new Superman power that is being introduced. I would like to see how people respond to that one, how that goes over. I mean, that's kind of he was overpowered to begin with. This is ridiculous now, because now if you look at him fighting against Batman with kryptonite, now he doesn't even have to worry about that, because Batman's like, I'm going to come at you, and he's like, no, I'm just going to do the solar flare now, and I'm just going to incinerate your ass.
Going Super Saiyan, motherfucker.
Yeah. Fuck, I'm going Super Kryptonian. Super Kryptonian. Up, you're disintegrated. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
Then he shows off his secret super skeeting ability.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, oh man. Yeah, because not overpowered enough. Oh, God. And he's going to blow low like a shotgun.
Like a shotgun right through the back of her head. Wow.
Now,
Bladoinkus.
This is a rumor that we just saw. Now, this is one that a lot of the fans have actually been talking about and are really hoping this happens because I think it would probably be one of the smartest moves in TV that they've done. Constantine might be moving from NBC to NPC.
From a non-player character.
Yeah, from a non-player character to... Well, that's what he feels like.
Yeah, shit.
She'll be moving from NBC to Sci-Fi. And this is just a rumor. Don't hold us to this. We're reading about it.
And being rebranded
as Hellblazer, which a lot of fans are excited about because... And they even said it. With Sci-Fi, they can go darker. They can go to that Hellblazer level of dark with the cast that they already have. That was the other thing. If it switches, they are keeping the cast that they have. They like the cast. And I imagine they'll probably give them a different day. Because
it's likely.
Yeah, because Friday
is the death spot.
Yeah, like, no... It's just the worst time, you know. It's not back in the 90s when you could be like when Friday television was actually really popular. Now everybody's out doing stuff, you know. I mean, most people DVR shit anyways. Friday is a dead zone for...
I agree.
You know. I don't know how Grimm has done it. Like...
I don't know. I've never really watched it, to be honest.
Yeah. I've watched a few episodes. It's interesting. So hopefully this will happen because... We saw that it didn't get renewed for NBC.
It wasn't shown as canceled either.
It wasn't shown as canceled either. So if this happens, this could be one of the first times that... Wow, my co-host is literally dribbling.
I dribbled some water.
He's literally dribbling like...
Me like water.
He's drooling. You really are.
I
like the St. Roberts right now.
Yeah, really.
Drooling and shit. But this would be one of the few times that a network has actually listened overwhelmingly to the fans and said, like, hey, if you move it, you know, we'll watch, you know, it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We like this show. It's just you're putting it at the worst fucking time ever.
You need to move it to Sci-Fi and add Cro-Mags and ruin it.
Yeah. So, hopefully this happens. Hopefully it goes.
No one will get that joke.
I know.
But you. And I'm okay with it.
You know what, though? If it pops up on the page that somebody understands that joke.
If anybody understood that joke, post in the thread with this show, and I will be your best friend.
Yeah.
Because you're an awesome person if you get that joke. Crazy. I'll give you a big smooch.
But I mean, I'm really hopeful that they can because that would just be awesome. To go the level of dark they need to do for Hellblazer.
Yeah, it needs to be on a cable network. Yeah,
be cable. Not to mention, Sci-Fi has the ideas, the budget, all that stuff to make it look really good.
I agree.
You know, and the cast, I like the cast that they have.
Oh yeah,
it's
absolutely
really good. So
I like it a lot.
Let's hope that this happens.
I'm a couple episodes behind. I've got them on my DVR.
Yeah.
I haven't actually watched them yet. I know we forgot to talk about them. We forgot to talk about the other trailer that they played before Seventh Son was that Terminator.
Oh, God.
I don't know if you guys have seen that, but how
the Terminator Genesis
does this look?
Yeah.
All I could say when it was over is, you're old.
Yeah.
You're so fucking old.
And they wrote it in it's just
he's a robot.
He's a robot, but he's
How
old
is he
robot,
old?
and it's like, okay, yes.
You're 70.
I mean, they have explained this before. This is not something that is out of the realm of possibility. They have said that the skin is synthetic and it can age and all that stuff. That's fine, whatever. But they're going back and playing that whole oh, look, something happened and it changed time. And now it's resetting everything so we can do whatever the hell we want with the franchise again. It's just oh, come on, man.
I couldn't give a solitary fucking
I mean, first there's the talks that he's doing another Conan movie, but it's it's supposed to be a continuation of just the first one.
Conan the Octogenarian.
Yeah, old man.
Conan the retirement year.
Yeah, Conan, old man.
What is best in life? Tapioca pudding. Yeah. And the nap. Geritol is best in life.
A brisk ride on the scooter around the encampment. Jesus Christ. to see the nurse spread out before me with my pills. You know, like just
a regular bowel movement is what's best in life.
Well, what is it? Is that the Atlantean sword? No, that's the old timer sword.
No, it is my medical alert bracelet and cane.
Yeah.
You know that they actually just started filming this week on the new Rocky movie too. Where the new Rocky movie.
Oh my god!
Where Stallone is mentoring Apollo Creed's grandson.
Oh, okay, yeah, I heard that. Okay, yes. That one to me is okay.
I can get behind that.
I can get behind that because
he's not fucking fighting.
Yeah, he's transitioning. It's fine.
But didn't they already try the mentoring track once before with Tommy Gunn and shit in the horrible 5th movie?
Yeah, but that's because it was Tommy Gunn. Like nobody liked Tommy Gunn in real life. Yeah, nobody liked Tommy Gunn in real life. Yeah, that too. And he was just a shitty piece of human trash.
He was John Wayne's grandson.
Whoopee fucking do. If John Wayne was still alive, he would have pistol whipped that motherfucker to death.
What the hell's wrong with you, jackass?
Yeah, pretty much. And you know what? Apollo Creed is always one of those characters that everyone will love. Apollo Creed is always awesome. I mean, even when you like show his trainer that they kept in the movies, like people love him. And I think he's
and
I think he's coming back for this one too. Yeah. So,
and Paulie.
Yeah, Paulie. I mean, it's gonna be interesting. I like the fact that they're kind of transitioning it, into that.
Schwarzenegger is just not knowing when to give up on this action hero thing. That I have to say. And the thing is, he's older than Stallone. Like Stallone ain't young, but Schwarzenegger's even older than he is.
Yeah,
Schwarzenegger literally is pushing 70.
Yeah, and he shows it. Like.
There's it ain't no way you can hide it. It's different. Like people are like, well, Sean Connery, he was doing like action stuff when he was really old. I'm like, here's the thing though, Sean Connery was never like Mr. Olympia. Like you can't be that guy.
And he does a different style of action. Yeah. Okay, like Connery was doing that very like less is more action.
Yeah.
So
welcome to The Rock.
Yeah, that type of stuff. You see him do like 1, maybe 2 fight scenes, and they are very well choreographed.
Yeah.
Very well. So this is
so well.
Just like, oh look, I'm a T-800 with fucking shaggy gray hair, and I'm jumping out of a helicopter to like fucking nosedive another helicopter. I'll be back.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
And like all the casting for this movie, like I don't know, man, weird. It's very weird. Like
John Connor's weird.
Had never heard of half of these people.
For me, I think the best piece of casting on this one is the guy they got to play Kyle, which is Jai Courtney. He's going to be the one playing Captain Boomerang in The Suicide. Mm-hmm. He's played in a lot of other things. He played Bruce Willis's son in Die Hard.
Never seen.
Yeah. And he's played in like Divergent and some other stuff.
I've literally never heard of a good portion of these people. The chick who plays Sarah Connor.
Matt Smith's in it.
Yeah, I know. That's unfortunate too.
He's not even in the trailer.
Emilia Clarke, I'm not familiar with whatsoever.
Daenerys chick from Game of Thrones, the blonde.
No idea.
With the dragons.
Yeah, the Courtney guy I don't know. Matt Smith I hate.
Jason Clarke.
No idea who that is either.
Bayon
Hun Lee, who is apparently T-1000.
Yeah. I've seen him. He's probably one of the ones you know more of.
I know.
Courtney B. Vance.
I mean, I know him. Yeah. But other than that, like, I literally know basically none of these people.
Yeah.
Other than Schwarzenegger himself.
Yeah, it's a pretty, like, fresh cast. And I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, I'm fresh out of fucks to give it back, to be perfectly honest.
It's just definitely one of those, like, it came out of left field, and I still can't believe it's here. Like, huh?
Come with me if you want to nap.
Come with me if you want to make it to the buffet before 4 p.m.
If you want the early bird special.
Shit.
Come with me.
I mean, he's getting inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame.
Help me find my teeth.
Shit. Can you tie my bow tie for me? Oh, God. Oh, shit. Triplets.
Oh, God. Why?
That one. And then The Legend of Conan got announced. They're both announced. Oh, God.
I just
he's just going back and sequelizing every bastard movie he's ever made. And
that's
like,
to me that kind of like smacks of desperation. Like.
It is. He's got to make fucking money, dude. Like, make the fucking money.
I just can't care, man. I didn't care about the last 2 Terminator movies. Like the third one was like really pushing it for me, and then Salvation's fucking terrible.
Yeah, Salvation was crap. He wasn't even in it. They just had that 3D version of him where it was like they CG'd a younger version of him in there.
He's 68 years old. That's how old Arnold was. 68 fucking years old.
Yeah, that's...
No.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Eddie Murphy is the third one.
You gotta be kidding me. Danny DeVito.
I'm sorry, guys. We were checking Schwarzenegger's age on his IMDb, and we happened to notice that one of his announced projects is Triplets, a sequel to Twins, where the third sibling would be Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy.
Again, I say Eddie Murphy.
Okay, Raw Eddie Murphy.
Go to the Legend of Conan. This is the.
Does it have Jason Momoa in it?
I wish.
If only.
Yeah. Wow, there is staggeringly nothing.
Conan the retiree. Yeah. Where's my room? I forgot.
Yeah. Oh man, it's.
Where's my rascal?
Yeah.
Get to the rascal!
Shit. No.
This is denigrated and just us making fun of Arnold being old, but it becomes a level of unbelievability when you get to a certain age that you could whip any level of ass. Like,
okay, I think
I've seen some tough old men before. Yeah. Like Kirk Douglas, I can believe that shit from. Yeah. But like Schwarzenegger, Schwarzenegger looks soft at this point. Like if you see him, he looks very soft.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Okay, I think he's got a better shot of looking like a hard ass still in Terminator than he does doing Conan. Oh, because Conan was all about, especially for him, was all about the pose with the sword. Yeah. Half his choreographing wasn't even them actually connecting with the swords. It was just pose off. Pose off. Like, that's all it was. And it's like,
Vogue.
It was like, yeah, he was voguing with a sword and a loincloth thing. And it was like, I don't think he can do that anymore. Like, I don't want to see him try. Do you want to see Arnold in a fucking loincloth trying to do a pose off with a sword again? I'm gonna feel bad for the sword and the loincloth.
I'm gonna not go.
Like, I'd have been like, oh my god, your titties are bad. Basically, this is what you're gonna do. Dress Ric Flair up as Tatanka and give him a sword and then just tell him to pose repetitively, flexing and posing. No wooing, just flexing and posing.
All wooing. Yeah, Ric Flair is physically unable not to woo.
Yeah, that's true. It's like almost like he's what is it? Tourette's.
He's got Tourette's.
He's got woo Tourette's. Woo!
Gotta go to the grocery store and get some woo!
Yeah. Icky Woods will celebrate anything. Ric Flair will woo anywhere. Anywhere, anytime.
Get some cold cuts.
Strutting. Just strutting.
I remember the other thing that I found today.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's chair talk.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's depends. Good tuna rascal. I can't help it.
Shit, I need the nurse. I need the wipe.
I'm a wipe right now.
Give me the tox now.
All right, it's enough.
Okay. This is it. All right.
The last thing that I picked up that I'm excited about, though I'm sure that besides Dave and I will know what the fuck this is one of my all-time favorite shows from when I was growing up in the 90s, like in teenage years and stuff, Forever Night, which was this awesome Canadian import vampire police show that had Geraint Wyn-Davies, who was a great actor and never really got overly used. If you've seen the Cube movies, he was in those.
It's because like Canada imports weren't big back then.
Yeah, it was one of those old syndicated shows.
Yeah. Like, if you guys remember Kindred the Embraced.
Yeah. Which we saw today that they've re-released into a new box set that includes the Book of Nod and all this beautiful
a bunch of other stuff that I'm going to have to get.
I'm like, you will be mine, motherfucker.
I'm drooling all about it.
But yeah, I found the entire second season brand new in the package, like shrink-wrapped everything at the bookstore for $5 on clearance, and I was super duper psyched about that.
And you could pick up the first one pretty cheap.
For $10, yeah.
The third season is hellaciously expensive. Like
it's $80-something on Amazon, and on eBay the cheapest one I could find was like $30.
Yeah,
so like that's I have to wait on that third season for a while. But it's something that's never shown up on Netflix or Hulu or anything like that, and it's something that I really have missed seeing. especially if I'm going through like retro shows and stuff, and like to be able to pick up the
especially because
it's like, a six dicks. It's six.
It's
got 6 dicks. No, it's a 6-disc box set. So I'm very excited about it.
And this is good because this harkens back to like the better practical, actual like looks of like vampires. This is not this like they're sparkle, they can go out in the sun and all this shit like that. It's fucking.
You guys ever watch the Moonlight series that they had with the guy from Hawaii Five-0?
Yeah.
I cannot remember his name to save my life. I love that guy.
Yeah.
That was a very, very, very similar.
Yeah.
And like it was almost, I would almost call it a remake of it.
Or it's weird, like
extremely similar
throwback.
And if you guys have seen, Ian Graffaud's show Forever, there's a lot of tones of Forever Night in there. Because there's a lot of tones of like, if you were a fan of the Highlander series, you would love this show because it has a very similar sensibility. But essentially, it is based on this police detective who is actually a vampire, and he's been alive for hundreds and hundreds of years, and he uses his abilities, to help him be a detective and solve crimes and things like that. And then he's got a partner who's kind of the comic relief. And if you guys are Breakfast Club fans, you'll remember John Capello for being the janitor in Breakfast Club that they give so much shit to, and that like basically just fucking smacks them all down and all that. And then like his love interest is the medical examiner. And it's kind of like a will they, won't they sort of a thing because like he's a vampire and he doesn't want to fall in love, that sort of a thing.
Because it never works out.
And then he has his nemesis, which is also kind of his oldest friend as well. It's like there's a lady who's one of his oldest friends and former lover that he talks to, and then there's the guy Lacroix, which is kind of his villain, but he's also one of his oldest friends too, because they were vampires together for many, over the centuries. So he is that sort of. He always reminded me of like Q and Star Trek: Next Generation, that sort of sensibility where he's the villain, but he's also very charismatic and entertaining.
It's one of those where they live for the game, but also at the same time, I feel like the bad guy is kind of hurt because the good guy is just basically forsaking kind of what he is to like
be a good guy,
and it's kind of like, hey man, we were both this, and like you bounced on me, and
but if you guys could get a hold of it, it's pretty inexpensive on eBay for the first 2 seasons, and then the third season of course were goddamn ridiculous. But I would definitely look into it, but I'm going to thoroughly enjoy watching that. And it'll keep me occupied until
Flash news. They also, not only did they show pictures of the young Trickster, they showed pictures of Mark Hamill as Trickster, and he looks, very similar to how he did on the original back in the 90s. So that's supposed to
keep us all really busy until Terminator Assisted Living comes out.
Woo! Shit! Yeah! I'll be back.
I'll be mine, sure.
Give me my walker if you want to live.
Tell me about the reverse mortgage. Alright, we gotta stop this shit.
Peggy Sue down the street, stop ready.
I'm my cousin Mother Mutual. I'm a regular.
High fiber.
Thomas Fiber. I haven't pooped in a week. Well, on that note,
give me the TP if you want me to wipe.
I do the stair lift.
I fall and I can't get up.
I think one of those walk-in bathtubs. God damn, we can stop.
Okay.
We're hitting the hour mark now.
Okay.
So, because it's 5:30 in the morning, we're retardedly giddy right now.
Yes.
With no sleep and,
we've been drinking
and 3/4 of that giant bottle of peach wine that I drank.
Yeah.
We should stop.
Okay.
So until next time, from the basement, I'm Todd.
Yeah, I'm Dave.
Hey, get to the rascal! Until next week.
Shut the basement door!
The basement door is closed.